Hey guys, for my video discussion I decided to do mine on Robert Bob Jones Sr., which being from the upstate of South Carolina, Bob Jones University is a pretty big fixture, but I didn't really know much about it. I didn't go there. I just know in college I went to a Southern Baptist church nearby, and I just know that the students there could not come to church with me. And so that was always a little surprising because, people think of Southern Baptist as conservative, but it wasn't conservative enough. And so, but something I was reading the other day about Williams Jennings Bryan and this whole period in the 20s brought up Bob Jones, and so it got me interested in knowing a little bit more about him and the university. So he was born in southeastern Alabama, and this is pretty impressive, but at age 12 he held his first revival meeting and saw 60 conversions. And so these gifts were not unknown, and so a missionary educator in the area asked him to come and serve his family and so he could attend high school. In 1901, he entered Southern College, which became Birmingham Southern College. He left before getting a degree because he was pretty well known by this point and felt that he could make some money doing his evangelist work, and he needed to help contribute to, or wanted to help contribute to, his two widowed sisters. So during the 1930s, he was the highest paid evangelist in North America, except for Billy Sunday. And then once Billy Sunday died, I think in 1935, he became really the prominent evangelist in North America until Billy Graham really got big in 1949. And so was influential during this fundamentalist modernist controversy in the early 1900s, 1920s, 1930s. And so we see here in the Washington Post where he's coming to speak at Wisconsin Avenue Baptist Church, and so it was a pretty big deal, and he was really well known. So during this time, Jones became increasingly concerned about this trend in American higher education becoming more secular, and so he wasn't the only one. So his friend Williams Jennings Bryan had these same thoughts as many others. So this is where a lot of these fundamentalist evangelists started to create their own seminaries and colleges. And so Jones later recalled later in life that in 1924 Williams Jennings Bryan at this Bible conference leaned over and sort of planted the seed. So if schools and colleges don't quit teaching evolution as a fact, we're going to become a nation of atheists. And this was right at the time of the Scopes trial. And so in 1927, Bob Jones College opened in Lake Haven, Florida, and then it soon relocated in 1933 to Cleveland, Tennessee, and then for various reasons it changed again and decided to move. A place had not been selected yet, and so as the suitable location was being found, the old campus was sold to the Church of God. And I had a friend in college that went to Lee University and didn't know this whole little story, but that became Lee University in Cleveland, Tennessee, the old campus of Bob Jones. So many cities courted to have the school relocate in their area: Orlando, Asheville, Chattanooga. But he was contacted by a prominent realtor in Greenville, E. Roy Stone, who had a daughter actually at BJU, about maybe coming to Greenville. So Bob Jones, his wife, some advisors came for a visit and decided that upstate South Carolina would be the new home, and the campus opened in 1947. There was some resistance by the mainline denominations because during this time period they were already competing with this increase in the Pentecostal movement, and now you have this fundamentalist campus locating, and so there was some resistance from Presbyterians, Baptists, Methodists. And then also a soured relationship emerged between the university and the city of Greenville, which was soured for a good 30-40 years because of some unfulfilled promises that Jones thought should have happened, and then the city didn't think they were obligated to do that, and so it created some tension. During the 50s, so Jones was a supporter of the National Association of Evangelicals, and so we get into his relationship with Billy Graham, because Billy Graham actually went to Bob Jones, but left after his freshman year, and then Bob Jones was sort of Billy Graham sort of took over from Bob Jones during this when he was prominent. And so, but they got into a big rift over that Jones thought that Billy Graham was a compromiser because he included mainline clergy in his crusades and on some of his advisory staffs. And so that was something that lasted for a really long time. Then through the 80s, the school had to battle to retain its tax-exempt status in lieu of some of its policies and views, and has really sort of expanded their sports programs. And so it's still around, still influential in politics in upstate South Carolina. But I thought the whole little backstory of Bob Jones Sr. and the university was pretty interesting. So thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.